But like I've seen it where a guy be winning, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds, whatever, and then one one shot, one shot, then boom, he's out. So definitely, when it comes to like, being focused and locked in, continuing to be locked in. For basketball, it's that, but it's like that for like a whole, like maybe because like you're dependent on the five for the guys that's on the court as well to help you if you mess up. Where I feel like in your sport, obviously, it's just you and him.
Yeah. But even because like I did high school sports, I did football, wrestling, lacrosse.
Okay.
And again, for the most part, like I never wanted to be like the leader, but I always made sure that like my area was fucking secure.
Right.
And I got so good at doing my area that like I would notice like on defense, sometimes this side is a little weak.
Yeah.
So like not only do I have to take care of my area, I also want to make sure that his area is good. And it's not like I'm babysitting him. It's just that like we as a defense are a unit. So like if you fuck up, that reflects on me. And I don't like taking that hit. So like, if you're at work, like, and you have a department, like I don't care that you're fucking manager. I don't care that you get the glory. But like if you look bad, I look bad. I'm on your team. Like, I'm not fucking this up because like I want to fuck you over. Tell me how we can like take care of this. Therefore, if I need to work harder or do something that's not my responsibility, but it's our responsibility, I can do it. And yeah, I've always just kind of carried that pride, that like Superman ego pride, because like I don't like losing.
I got you. Now, I wanted to ask you this. Obviously, besides the fighting and maybe the training, what is the biggest difference between being a fighter and a coach and a trainer?
It would just. I don't really think there is much of a difference. I would say like the guy that's my boss that I run the gym with. He has less fight experience than I do. So like he runs the business aspect of it and I manage the fighters, but he was in my corner.
Okay.
And it's like, it's not that I shouldn't listen to him or he has no business telling me what to do.
Right.
But I have the ability to like coach myself in the moment, but at the same time, like there's an outside perspective. So when I do come back to the corner, he's like, hey, like you're getting a little too lax. You know that he wants to throw that right hand. He's waiting on you. So just be mindful. Don't stay in front of him. Keep your movement. It's been working. You're right. You're good. Okay, go back in there and do it. Or hear him. He's waiting too long. Break his fucking arms. Great. Start targeting his arms. Start trying to break that shit down. So I would say there is no real difference, because like whether you're telling someone else what to do or, you have the ability to like look outside the box while you're inside the box, the words should still be the same. Okay. So if, and it's hard when like the shit's right here and you're like, he's not doing something down here. Hearing those words, okay, they made you aware of something. And for the most part, like when you're training, that's what it's all about. It's having someone that's a little bit more wiser than you, being like, you're being a little bit negligent on this, or you're not aware of this, and they make you aware. Right. And like it's frustrating, like especially like when you hit the speed bag, like you know what the right answer is, but your habits are stopping you from doing that, and you're like, fucking, you stop yourself, and you're like, I did it again, and you're like, yes. So you repeat it, and you like consistently fail until that failure no longer is there, and it becomes a habit to do the right thing. And like if you don't know that you're doing it, you're gonna keep doing it. And it's the same whether you're a coach, whether you're a fighter, whether you're you're in a relationship. Hey babe, you're doing this and I don't like it. I had fucking no idea. But like it's not gonna be fixed in day one. So like it takes a little bit of training of like, hey, you're doing it again. All right. And swallow your pride and like, go ahead and do it. So like I don't think there is a difference aside from the actual training and the workload.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's I wanted to ask you that, because I know you've been on both
ends, yeah.
So now, obviously, you being an older fighter, how far do you want to take your talents, or how far do you want to take this? This. I mean,
level? Ideally, so backstory: I'm blind in my right eye, so that's kind of forcing me into the coaching position. My eye is fixable, but I have to do surgery. I don't know how long that's going to take. I don't have too much time in my career. Ideally, like when I do this, like I always like, oh, like there's been a minute where like I didn't think I was gonna go back into the sport or come back to this level. But every single time I train, again, the reason why I love the sport, I don't like fucking losing. It's not that I like, it's not an ego thing.
Yeah.
It's like chess. Like even though I am like playing with my life and with my health, like it's the fact that I didn't see something coming or I didn't understand something or I didn't calculate something. That bothers me. And I like the high stakes. I love understanding. So like every time I do it, give me the fucking best person that there is. So I like to take it to the fucking max level. And whenever like even when I was 14, I look at people in my weight class and I'm like, you're going to fight him. And I'm like, damn, I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight this guy. Well, that's what you could be fighting. That's what you should be fighting if you get good enough. Right. I don't care about the other 15, 16-year-old that I'm fighting next week. Fuck that dude. If I had to fight that other guy 10 years down the line, how would I fare up? So like when I fight the 16-year-old, oh, this dude's fucking nothing, dude. Like it's not as stressful as I thought. So yeah, that's my answer. I forgot the point I was trying to make. Sometimes that be happening.
No. It just is like how far you want to take it.
Oh, how far I want to take it. Yeah. Ideally, like as far as I could take it. But at the same time, like there are so many different aspects of life. As long as I am happy and I'm able to eat, as long as I'm surrounded by the sport, I'm good with that. So whether I take that mantle or one of my students takes that mantle, I'm good. And with my students, like I want to take them further than I went.
Of course.
At the same time, like when I look at people, there's such a feeling of empathy that I see myself in them. I'm also a father. So like sometimes like I'll be talking to my son and like he'll give me this look. And then I'm like, damn, I remember giving my father that exact same fucking look. And although he doesn't understand what's going on, like I understand what's going on, I'm fucking up. Like I disappointed him that like I'm too busy or I'm too tired to play with him. Like, nah, give that kid your attention. I see the fighter like fucking freeze up or start breathing or like, you know, they're not backing out of the fight, but like I could tell that they're like kind of scared, like zone them in, suck them in, tell them the words that I needed to hear, you know, make them aware of the things that I should have been made aware of, guide them in the way that I should have been guided. And you know, cut down all the like the walls and the obstacles that like, you know, slowed me down and then push them further than I did. And then, you know, as we explore that new territory, the one thing that I pride myself in, if I'm exposed to anything long enough, I'll figure it out. I understand the fundamentals and the basics and a lot of these key intricate components that I'm like, okay, like I understand that. So how do I beat that in theory? And then how do I apply it? And then apply that with my students. So like as far as we can go, I want to take over the fucking world, brother.
I feel you. And you're 100% right. You know, my son, he's in high school and he plays basketball too. And so, like, you know, when I'm at the game or I'm you know, like I'm yelling from the, you know, the sidelines or like right after the game or before the game, I'm talking to him like my dad used to do me. So, all right, you need to do this, son. All right, be aware of this. You know, watch this. You need to really, you know, you need to really work hard. I don't want to see you jogging, you know, whatever. And I'm like, damn, you know, because when I was a kid, I used to be thinking like, all right, dad. You know, like I didn't want to hear it. But I was at the time, but I'm like, all right, no, I got you. But you know, now, like I said, I'm you know, I'm the dad telling him the same thing. And I talk to him after the game and I just, you know, I know this happened recently. He had a tournament in Palm Springs and I was talking to him after the game. And my dad was looking at me and he was like looking at me like, I used to tell you that. You know? And I was like, I looked at my dad, I was like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much you did. So I'm just, you know.
Parenting, I think, was like the introduction to coaching for me. Okay. So like, even though like, you know, going from like athlete to coach, it felt like now I have a bunch of fucking kids. Because, you know, when my kid was like 2 or 3, they like to test boundaries. They like to test walls. Of course. And for me, like my dad was never like emotionally intelligent, never really communicated, ruled with an iron fist, and you know, do as I say, not as I do, kind of thing, and just do it because I told you. And you know that like in the beginning it works, but like you're only listening because you have to. And then as you get a little bit older and more independent, you start like, you're like fuck that, I'm gonna do what I want. And then later on down the road, you're like, oh, dad was right, but you didn't know why.
Yeah.
So when I parent my child, I give him a lot of freedom. Like there was this one instance where he was like, Dad, I want those chips. You're eating chips. Can I have some? And I'm like, these are salt and vinegar. You're not going to like these. And he's like, I'm going to like them. And I'm like, all right, dude, like, I'm going to give you some. You can have it. But like, I'm letting you know now, I already kind of know your palate. You ain't going to like it. So I'll let him have it. Yeah. It's fucking disgusting. I told you, but it's okay. Now you learn. Yeah. Dad, can I do this? Okay, yes, you can jump on the bed, but be mindful that if you lose your footing, what I'm worried about is that you're going to fall this way and then hit your head here, and then this could happen.
Yes.
So as long as you're mindful, like, I'll let you do it. And lots of times, like, he'll scrape his fucking leg and it'll like play out exactly as I told him. So I don't forbid him while shit is innocent. That way there becomes like a relationship and a cadence of like, okay, he's not telling me not to do it because like I have to listen to him. It's because he truly cares about my well-being. And there's that relationship. So the next time that I'm like, hey, like, you can do this. I'm not telling you can't, but like, just be mindful of this stuff. I see him processing that. And he's like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to fucking do that. Therefore, like when he is 16, there's that party. I'm like, look, you can go to this party, but like, call me, no questions asked. I'll pick you up if shit gets weird. There's going to be drugs, try to navigate him for this. So when the shit does matter, he knows that I'm not being a controlling asshole, and that like I'm really there to bat for him. The only rule that I have for my son is don't fucking lie to me. If I don't know the big picture, and later on down the road I'm batting for you, and turns out you were in the wrong because you failed to give me a crucial piece of information, now we have a problem. Now I can't back for you because like I don't care that you do this. Like I'm your father. Like no matter what, I'm gonna love you no matter what. Like I'm here to bat for you. So I need the full fucking picture. And he does sports, and he's built differently than I am. Like he's a little soft. And that's okay. And that's okay because ultimately, like I don't want him to hate me because like look like but he's like, oh, did I do good, Dad? I'm like, nah. I was like, the ball came to you 5 times and you flinched every fucking time. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I still love you. Like, I'm glad you have fun, but like, you look like shit. and he, he'll stay quiet on the ride. And then, but like, when he does have an improvement or a development, like, hey, I saw you. Maybe you didn't score, but I saw you juggle the ball a little bit longer. More of that. I saw you compose. I saw you get a little bit angry and competitive. I like that. Harness that. And parenting is just like coaching. I don't want to talk to them and sound like every other person. I want to talk to them the same way that like the words that I needed to hear. How would I talk to the little version of myself in a way that would get me to listen to myself? And once I put it into those terms, okay, like you're not like an authoritative figure. You're my homie. You're the person that's like truly looking out for me, that doesn't care if I do wrong or bad, but like wants me to do good in the ways that I care about. And that's how I try to like coach my students. Like, I know exactly what you're feeling. You're feeling this, you're feeling that. Am I correct? Yes. Okay. Like, this is what you need to do to get yourself out of that hole. Okay. Do not look to me because I cannot physically go in there and pull you out of that situation. But listen to my voice. I'm here to get you out. And when I say these words, like, there's a few of them that like listen beyond understanding, and sure enough, they're like, yeah, like it worked. Like you said to do this, and like I didn't see it, I just fucking threw it, and the shit worked out. I'm like, brother, like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm glad you listened, or like you didn't. I told you to throw, and you just weren't throwing, and because you weren't throwing, that allowed this person to like get their rhythm off. Now you're watching. If you're watching, you're going second. If you're going second and you're tired, you're gonna fucking lose. So yeah, that's the coaching.
I got you. See, there you go. I'm amped up. I'm ready to go right now. Well, I want to say I appreciate you coming on, coming on the show and getting blessing me with your interview. I do have one last question, and then we'll tell everybody where they can go to your gym, and like you can train them, or where they can see your fights and stuff. So, we talked about obviously backstage where, at some point in everybody's life they go through like a low point. Yes, and for yourself. How did you get out of that low point? Was it family? Was it guy? Was it a mix of above? It was. How did you get through it?
Man, okay, so I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet.
Okay.
We're running low on time. So the mother to my children, I'm not with, but we're in a very good relationship. I have 2 children. My firstborn was unplanned, was the greatest blessing on earth. Everything about him was fresh. The parenting experience, again, like I wasn't ready for it, but like he's here, so like, you know, yeah, you gotta like if you don't swim, you don't fucking make it. And it was amazing. Every experience was fucking great. Unfortunately, he passed away, and I was super angry at God for making me love something and then taking it away. And I took everything personal, like. Everything was super negative, and then finally, like I had this conversation. Like you sometimes you feel so much that everything that you feel is all that you understand, and you'll go through 3 emotions or 3 things, and you're like, I've thought of everything. Nah, you're going to the same 3 things that you feel, as far as like what's relevant. And there was like an epiphany where like I spoke to God for the 100th time this time. And I asked him a question, but this time I responded for him in the ways that I understood. And I tried, like, I don't know why, but I was objective.
Right.
And I was like, or he was like, okay, so you're angry that you lost your son. Would you have rather not had this experience to wipe away your grief? Like hit for him not to exist. And in my brain, I'm like, nah, he was the greatest blessing ever. I'm really happy that I met him. I'm just like, sad that he's gone. Right. So the answer is no. Like I'm happy that I met him. Okay, cool. Would you have liked to known that it was happening while this process was coming? Like, you know, you had 6 months of him being alive. Like, would you have wanted to know since day one that in 6 months you're going to lose him? Nah, because then like the whole time I look at him, I'm going to be fucking super sad. And like, I'm not going to enjoy it. Every moment that I had with him was to the fucking max. So the answer was no. Okay, would you have it rather happened, because he passed away under my watch from SIDS, would you have rather it happen to your partner or you? Well, fuck, she was an emotional wreck and she doesn't have that fight response. She has a freeze response. So like, even though like it was the most traumatic thing for me, like I'm happy that it happened to me over her. Okay, so you're happy that like you wouldn't, essentially I wouldn't change my situation. Right. If it was either don't go through it at all or go through it knowing that like you can't change the circumstances, what would you pick? And I would pick my personal hell every single time. And I've listened to a lot of people's downs, and I realized that like out of the worst case, the worst possible thing that could happen to me, it was one of the best case scenarios. And it was one of the biggest blessings and lessons that I wished I never learned. And, you know, I was, you know, a former champion. I was on, you know, top of the amateur ranks. I was, you know, this, you know, big energy. Everyone had a piece of me to some regular dude. And now that I'm in my darkest of dark, none of that fucking matters. I just want to be happy. How do I get myself out of there? Right. And it's being, you know, super objective. Like, okay, like, you know, what's step one? You know, I try going back to Muay Thai. You know, feeling your feelings. You don't have to have an answer. You know, accepting it. I accepted that like he's gone. There's nothing I could do that's going to bring him back. Yeah. But, you know, despite all that, I'm not angry at God that it fucking happened. Right. And taking that experience and like making the most of it. I have him tattooed, his birthday right here. This is my other son's. And I always tell people like I'm a father of 2. And like, you know, it's an awkward situation telling people that like, oh, my firstborn passed away. Oh, I'm sorry. I get it. Like it's not a happy topic. That said, I'm a proud father of 2. I don't deny his existence at all. So like, although it's like a sad circumstance, like it's one of the, not the best thing that happened to me, but like now that I have my current son, like I take every father opportunity to the max. I know what truly is important. Like all the shit that I used to be stressed about, fucking like job politics, you know, rent that's due, mortgage that's due. Right. I would take tenfold of that stress for another day with my son. So now that I have good things, like whenever I have a bad day where I feel emotional, I think of my deepest, darkest day. It could be worse. It's truly not as bad as that. So like, you know, smile, laugh it off. You're going to get through this and you're going to be fine. It's just like a small emotional upset. Move forward. do what you have to do to be happy. Because ultimately, like, as long as like you have your son, as long as you have your health, as long as you have food on the table and a roof over your head, you straight at the end of the day. If you give it time, you'll find yourself. Great. And I've talked to a lot of different people that were like former basketball players, lawyers, doctors, attorneys, an owner to a ranch farm, music producers, artists, all these great fucking names. Something happens and they're the fucking saddest person.
Yeah.
And the shit that they talk to me about when they're in the lowest of low, I felt that before. And it's like, damn, we're all really the same. Everyone thinks that they're going through something personal, but if you take your personal shit, not personally, objective. I'm the greatest, like, I'm a good fighter. I got this one good move. You have this one good move, but there's different aspects to this game to make you complete. I have this one good emotion, but there's this also other side to my emotions that is extremely bad, that if I don't leave this unchecked, there's going to be a pattern of my ups and downs. So I try to study my downs to mitigate that, to understand myself. And I think understanding yourself and being objective is finding peace.
Message. Message, and I understand that completely. I felt that way when my mom passed, and it was like one of those, like, people say, oh, you get over it. Nah, you don't never get over it.
Nah.
Just learn how to live with it.
Yeah.
And you said, just kind of, I've gotten to the point where like I can discuss it, but not like for
same. I can tell people that like it happened, but like I don't like speaking about details.
Yeah. Well, like I said, on a happier note, I want to say thank you again. I appreciate you coming on.
For having me, brother.
Please tell everybody where they can, find your gym.
Kicks Martial Arts in the AV, Lancaster Avenue I. Come through. We're the most affordable place. It's only $90 a month. If you have family members that also want to do it, it's only $30 per additional person. We don't do this for the money. We do it for the love of the sport and for the community as well. If you're struggling, like, just talk to us, come through. If you really love the sport, we want to have people cheering for each other in the AV as opposed to bringing each other down. And we want to be an empire. I want everyone, like, if you've been a part of Kicks Martial Arts and you go, later on in life and someone sees Kicks Martial Arts, they will be like, oh, I've been to that place. You know that place? Let me hook you up. I want it to be a family dynamic where the AV is a community.
Okay. Well, is it possible expansion, like, in the different cities?
Well, we've talked about that, my boss and I, but right now we're trying to get through right now. I would say the first couple of years, this was like, the growth phase. And now we're putting a lot of work as far as like the industry. So we're taking it one day at a time. We would like to expand, but we'll cross that bridge when it happens. But right now, like, every person that comes through loves it. And, I think there's lots of people of different, I've been bullied, I'm timid, this and that. Even though it is about fighting, even though it is about conflict, it has little to do with that. It's about confronting yourself and building yourself up. So like lots of times people, like the little teens and kids, are anxious or scared. And it's like, look, breathe, you're fine. No, I'm never going to hit you. I'm never going to hurt you, but I'm going to bring this up. And as long as you see my hand come at you, I need this hand to be right up here. And, you did this, but you forgot this aspect of it. So it becomes a lot more artistical or mathematical or scientifical, as opposed to like, I'm going to get hurt. I need to do this or I'm going to get hurt. So I bring up a lot of the youth. And again, it's just like having a ton of kids where you like parent them through their internal struggles.
No, I got you. Well, like I said, if you can find him where he's at, shout out once again to 661 Studios. As you can see, the ambiance of it is beautiful. You can follow me at Travis W. Reed. That's REED. Travis W. on Instagram, Facebook. I post all my stuff on that. And now my website is up, aathletesjourney.com. Have all information of everything on there. So I know people have been asking me about the website, so I just want to make sure it is finally up, running. Like I said, that'll be up in the comments as well. So just want to let y'all know everything is up. And like I said, thank y'all for listening. And when y'all get to the YouTube channel, like, share, subscribe. And when y'all watch this, please comment and let me know what y'all think about it, because maybe this could be the permanent place for the studios and interviews like this in person. So, like I said, thank you again.
Amazing experience.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
And like I said, we'll talk to you later. Peace.
Later.